So here's our initial skull coming out. It's got that nice clay dark color, which again is what I want. See if there's any materials left in here. There shouldn't be after that many months. All right, here it is, all nice and finished. I think I can say this is the way I will continue to do my mounts from here on out. So welcome back, everybody. In today's episode, we're gonna try something we've never tried before. This video is gonna go over many, many months, and I'm gonna save the process. If it's worth showing, that's what we're gonna do. So what we're gonna attempt to do today is do a European style skull mount, but more importantly, we're gonna skip the nasty, long drug out process of skinning this deer head out, bulling it, bleaching it, scraping it, and we're gonna let nature do the work for us. So today's method that I'm gonna try is the berry method, but more importantly, we're gonna use the ant bed method and see how well this works. We're gonna allow the ants, the grubs, and everything else that lives in the soil to come up and actually eat all the meat, tissues, skin, and hair away and do all that nasty, heavy-duty work for us. So while this is no monster buck, it's a unique one. It's ugly, but look at all the points that it has all the way around it. So I figured this would be a good first candidate. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I wanna wrap up and protect my antlers from critters like, say, mice. Well, we know mice do not like chewing through tinfoil, so I'm gonna wrap my antlers up in the tinfoil itself. Now the way we're gonna bury and protect this, it should be okay as is, but I wanna avoid any extra chewing on those antlers. Next, you're gonna wanna find somewhere to bury your head. You can go straight in the soil, say underneath a tree or somewhere just out of the way, and that will work, but I'm gonna use the ant bed method. We're out here in my garden and I found a large ant bed that I'm gonna dig up, which is gonna really disturb them. We're gonna bury it here. And the reason I'm doing that, it's winter time, we're not using the garden, but this entire garden is fenced in. So this is gonna give me extra protection on any kind of critters or coyotes, anything potentially come up and pull it off this deer skull. All right, so now all I'm gonna do is dig a hole right down in to this ant bed that's just big enough for the deer skull to get down in it. Leave the antlers to where they're gonna be just up above the soil. And then I'm gonna rake all of these ants right back in there. Let them go to work for me. Now you also see we have some sandy soil, but it's got a dark color to it, it's not white. It's because we have a lot of clay in our soil as well. So this is supposed to stain the skull and kind of give it a nice cool look instead of just that typical bleached white look. Okay, now you see we're completely buried. You can either put a container on top if you've got a bigger set of antlers. All right, so I found a container that we'll place over the antlers here. An old part of a cinder block just to keep that from blowing over in the wind. Again, we're protected with the wire all around the garden, so it's not like a coyote or fox is gonna get in here. Now, we wait several months. So welcome back. Here we are almost 10 months later. I decided to wait a little extra time to make for sure that the ants, the bugs, the grubs, the beetles, and everything did what they needed to do to this. Being that I put it in during winter and there's not much bug activity, I decided to not really count my winter months, and I've always heard at least a good 6 months in the ground for this process to work. Now, as you can see, the garden is growing up disgusting, so I'm gonna leave the camera outside the fence while I get in here in this mess and start hand digging this up, and then we'll take a look at it. Fingers crossed it's not destroyed and everything's ate up good. Then we'll do a little bit of a cleaning process and decide how we want to move forward from there. I'm gonna get ready to run just in case. Okay, good. You see my tinfoil still looks really, really good, and there's still looks like an active ant bed underneath here right now. So that's a promising sign as well, although I'm gonna get tore the heck up. There is a little bit of a chew mark through some of the tinfoil, but the antlers did not get chewed on. Probably a mouse found its way under here at a certain point. So I'm gonna gently dig this up. Good news is with this ant bed being right here, it's nice and soft. All right, well, the lower jaw bones just fell out as expected. They don't have no more connective tissue. Not like I'm worried about those anyways. And actually this ant bed, surprisingly, is no longer active. So here's our initial skull coming out. It's got that nice clay dark color, which again is what I want. I'm not necessarily after bleach white, which you could always soak this in peroxide if you want that. But let's go hose this off gently. See if there's any materials left in here. There shouldn't be after that many months. Let's check out the color and how good of a job the bugs did. All right, here's another close look at it before I start cleaning everything off, hosing this down. Let's start gently washing this out. Let's see what the heck we're left with here. That's not a big book to y'all, but we don't really have big bucks down here in Florida. If he'd have been the same on both sides as that side, it'd have been a nice buck to me. All right, y'all, absolutely no fur, no skin. I don't even see no fat, nothing left. So what we need to go do, I want to go soak this like in some Dawn dish soap in hot water for a little while. Take a toothbrush, an old toothbrush, start cleaning all this kind of caked on hard dirt and clay, get it off, inspect the inside. I mean, there's no smell at all. This thing is spotless. Oh, this is pretty cool. I think this is the method I'm always going to do. You just got to be patient and wait. All right, so in this bucket right here, I have about a 1/4 cup of dish soap. And I'm going to hook up to this outside. Hook up right here on my water heater. Should fit down in here good since this antler on that side is so small. All right, perfect. Now to soak. Okay, well, this has been soaking for a couple of hours. So let's start doing a little bit of scrubbing and cleaning. See what it looks like when it's done. All right, I had a little stain laying around from an old project. We're gonna do some on the back side, see what it looks like. I'm thinking if I could stain this close to the kind of darker golden color that the antlers and skull has turned, maybe that'll be good. This might be too light of a stain. I don't know. Let that dry for a minute. I think that's going to be very, very close to the color of those antlers. That's definitely way too light. I don't like that, but yeah, that's getting darker and good. I think we'll just stain that color. Why not? I was thinking about burning the wood, but I got to looking at some pictures online. Didn't really like the way that looked. All right, as you can see, we're not being sophisticated about this at all. Just found some scrap wood, just drew on it real quick, cut me out. Something I free-handed. I mean, this isn't no buck of a lifetime here. I just want to get it on the wall. Okay, I mean, doesn't get no more simple and cheap than that, does it? All right, here it is, all nice and finished. I think I can say this is the way I will continue to do my mounts from here on out. I love the color. Keep in mind we do have clay in our sole, so that's going to change the color of the skull. If you're in a sandy soil area, it'll probably be whiter. And if you have really red clay, it could be closer to that color. But that matches up with the little wood plaque so good. And I am very, very pleased with how clean it come out. There's no smell. All I had to do was just literally scrub the dirt off of it. The ants and worms and everything else did such a wonderful job. All right, the lighting's horrible in here, so you can see I'm having to hold an LED light up here, but very, very, very pleased. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Highly recommend it. I guarantee you could shave a few months off of the berry time versus what I did, because there was absolutely nothing left on this. I'll probably shoot for 5 to 6 months on the next one, and we'll make another video. Thanks for watching.